stories this week. The gentleman who died was reportedly a drug addict. His name. Oh, well, you don't want me to say his name? I won't say his name.
No, I'm waiting. I'm on the edge of my seat. I thought it was going to be some, like,
no.
Meth something.
He's 29 years old. His name was Jefferson Guiamares. Okay. And he's from Brazil.
Yeah, that was you just wanted to use your accent there. I thought it was going to be something cool.
Portuguese.
Yeah, showing off, it's fine.
He's from Sao Paulo. And he there's a backstory to it, and I couldn't find it. The details in the article are so slim, but I was able to find a news report. It was in Portuguese, and YouTube let me translate it into English, so I gathered as much information as I could from it. This dude, 29 years old, lived with his uncle at one point in his life, not that long ago. But his uncle came home and kept finding things missing, and then one day he came home, and all the furniture in his house had been sold and was gone. It was his nephew who was into drugs and kept selling all of his stuff and sold all his furniture to afford drugs.
Did he
kicked him out of the house.
Robbed? Oh, no, he actually told him the truth. Okay.
I don't know.
Wait a minute. The guy sold the furniture and then stayed in the house? Like, I don't know what happened to this stuff.
It just disappeared.
Well, I don't speak Portuguese, so I couldn't understand everything the dude said, but this is what I could gather from it. And he then kicked him out of the house. So he's gone from the house. Also, from the interview, I could gather that he continuously has been breaking into the house over and over again. And this finally...
Because he knows what's there.
Yeah, he's trying to get stuff from in there, yeah. And finally, he died, and that's where the article picks up. A man is found dead. Uncle comes home and finds young Jefferson, age 29, dead. And where he found him was climbing in through the window.
We've had so many window deaths.
That's right. We have had a few window deaths. We've had a few climbing in through the window deaths. But I thought this one was interesting because it went into detail about we're always questioning, like, was he doing this or was he doing that? This one went into detail, and it even shows the window, and you know exactly where it got him and how he died. So I want to show you the actual. I want to share the actual screen so you can see what this window looks like.
About that. Yep. Who knew
I just want you to see
windows are more dangerous than trains at this point. You know, it's just.
So here's the actual window itself. You can see, if you're watching on our YouTube channel, you can actually see
what is that?
It's various panes. It has
is that a mini garage door?
No, it looks like almost like blinds, but big old, like 4 big pieces.
Yeah, they're like 4 different panes that are side to side, horizontal, and from the inside you twist a knob, and then they all slowly
like
twist
blinds,
and open up.
It's like blinds, kind of.
And he thought that he could fit through these, and he apparently has fit through them in the past. He figured out where the little latch was that he could just turn and open it, and then he could climb through. On this occasion, though, this gentleman, this man, as you can see on the screen, named Jefferson, this guy, as he was climbing through, the latch that he was using to untwist it actually broke off in his hands. And he was, at that time, he was able to get his head through. He only got his head
close
through
all of a sudden?
So they closed on him right around his neck and suffocated him hanging there, and he was unable to get it. The weight of his body was actually turning the windows into his neck.
Offender.
Yeah.
He had some...
Man.
Really hated his uncle.
Yeah, and his uncle states, I'd been gone for a few days. I don't know how long he was there. And the police said he was rigid. He was stiff. So he'd been there for
as soon as you left, he was breaking in, and it did not work out.
He just come in the room one day and turn on the light, and there's like a head sticking through there, and it's like, oh,
that's exactly what happened.
You're here.
That's exactly what happened.
What are you doing here? You window stiff?
I think I'll leave him there.
He didn't even go. The uncle literally said, I didn't even walk over to check and see if he was okay. I went straight to the phone and called the police. He didn't even go talk to him or anything.
And he probably didn't look very alive at that point.
Yeah, I imagine your tongue's kind of hanging out at that point, right?
Wow.
The desire for drugs. By the way, I may have told you this, Adam. My kids were at the park this weekend, and a bunch of big kids were there and asked them if they've ever had cocaine.
What?
Yeah.
He lives in a trailer park. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's actually live in what's called an RV resort. It's
Oh, yeah,
very,
resort.
Okay,
nice.
well, it's a resort. How big were the big kids?
We don't.
17, 16 years old.
You're letting your
Oh,
kid hang out with 17,
teenagers.
16-year-olds.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, there is a
wow.
playground, little playground with a little park, and you know it's an RV place where people come for like to camp and they leave, and these people just pulled in and they let their kids go climb around, which is a big pet peeve of mine. Teenagers on playground sets, I hate it. I hate it. It's like, what are you doing here? Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and they scared off my kids by asking if they've ever had cocaine before.
Did you go over to the park?
I was at work. I didn't know.
Oh.
My wife was in the office talking to the lady that works there, and my daughter came in and she's like, "The big kids at the park asked me if I've ever had cocaine."
Oh my gosh. And they're like, what?
The lady, she went nuts, dude. She sent all the workers over there that confronted the dad. The dad was so pissed. He called those boys over. You could see it in his face. Apparently, I didn't see it. Katie's like, that dad was so mad. She's like, I'm concerned for the livelihood of those boys because he was so they just pulled in to go camping and have a wonderful trip, and then this happens.
You asked the little kids at the playground.